We are back with our next guest here at the Louisville Book Festival. We have Tonya Duncan Ellis here to talk about her Sophie Washington series for kids. Hi, Tonya.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You said you're originally from Louisville, but now you live in Houston.
Yes.
I was reading about this book. There are lots of crazy animals going on in the suburbs of Houston in this Sophie Washington book. Tell us about your books a little bit.
Well, the Sophie Washington series is about an 11-year-old girl from Houston and her diverse group of friends. So Sophie does things like participate in the school spelling bee, as in Queen of the Bee, the first book in the series. She stands up to bullies. She learns to be true to herself and goes through all kinds of tween issues. So each book has her and her friends solving different problems and then learning lessons about perseverance, hard work, being true to yourself, and being a good friend.
So how many of the books are there out now?
There's 13 books out. My newest book, Treasure Beach, came out this summer, in June, I released Treasure Beach.
So how long have you been writing, though?
I published Queen of the Bee in 2013, and so I've been writing since. And I started promoting them heavily in 2018, actually. And they've just taken off. I've sold over 150,000 copies of the books.
Congratulations, that's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
So how did you come to write them?
I was a journalist previously, but it had always been my dream to write a book. And I would read with my children and notice that my youngest did not like books at all. He found a lot of the books I tried to introduce him to unrelatable. And I said, I could write a book that might interest him. And especially, I just love the diversity in my community in Houston, and as you mentioned, all the animals and different things. So I wrote the first book and shared it with his school librarian. And she said, well, you have something here. This is something that might appeal to different people. And they just started selling. She helped me have my first school visit, and so it kind of went on from there.
So you do a lot of school visits?
Yeah, I do school visits, primarily in the Houston area since I'm from there. But I have met with some librarians and the principal here at the book festival, so I'd love to come back here in Louisville and do some in my own hometown community also.
Right. Well, one of the things I love about your book is that there are diverse characters.
Right.
So talk a little bit about that. I mean,
well, Houston actually is one of the most diverse cities in the United States. So in my suburban community where I live there, I can go in, say, a Panera Bread, and I see people from Nigeria, Black, white, Hispanic, Asian. So my books actually reflect the community that I live in. And that was something I wanted to portray in the books, just showing kids, being kids, getting along regardless of their backgrounds.
Mm-hmm. Was there an inspiration for the character of Sophie?
Well, my daughter, her name is actually Sophia. So she was the basis for the main character, but they're truly fictional. But I was inspired by some of the things that she and my two sons do. Sophie has a little brother, Cole, so he's kind of a mix of my two sons' characters. He's like a little wisecracking child. He loves video games, which they do too.
So, I forgot what I was going to say. My mind just went blank for a minute.
I hate it when that happens.
I hate it when that happens. So, tell us a little bit about how you found out about the Louisville Book Festival.
Well, I had participated in it virtually last year. I knew about it from the beginning. When they mentioned it in 2020, I was excited to attend. And then, of course, when the pandemic, it was moved to the virtual space. And I had been familiar with Makeaway Media through social media, I believe. I saw information about the organization, and Dee Dee, the founder, I saw some of her books online, so I've been kind of following her. So that's how I became aware of this festival.
Okay. So I don't think we've asked anybody else this, but why do authors like to come to book festivals like this?
I love to come to book festivals. As a children's author, this is a great place for me to connect with teachers and librarians, booksellers, and book lovers. So for me, it's the way to get the message out about my books to a diverse group. And I also love just interacting with the readers. I love kids. That's why I'm a children's author. So meeting the kids, seeing them, and learning about what they're reading and getting them excited about reading is a lot of fun for me.
So if if people want to find out more about your books, are you on social? Do you have socials that they can check out?
Yes, I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Tonya Ellis Books. I'm on Twitter at Tonya D. Ellis. And my website is TonyaDuncanEllis.com.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the festival.
Enjoy the festival.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.